Are you aware of any partner of that law firm that was ever under investigation by the Attorney General of the State of New York?
At this point, I'm not going to go into a full-fledged discussion and debate that we have been told is executive session issues. I don't have counsel here to advise me that I am allowed to have this discussion with you in public. The superintendent actually told us we should have these discussions in private.
No, that's not what he said.
He's not an employee yet.
That's not what he said.
You can have a discussion.
A good conscience, I don't want to do something that might possibly be against
What
the
the
law.
superintendent said is that you could have these discussions in executive session. You could also have these discussions in public session. There are aspects of it that have to be only in executive, but there are aspects that can be done in public.
Should be. Should be.
Excuse me?
And this is legal counsel?
What's legal counsel?
What the aspects of what Mr. Price is referring to.
Yes, I spoke to legal counsel earlier today to find out, can we do this in
the
executive session?
specific
The answer is
discussions
yes.
that Mr. Price wants to have right now, specifically to that, have you got legal counsel as far as discussing this in public?
Be more specific with the question.
About the investigation by the Attorney General?
Can you discuss the investigation? Yes, you can.
Public knowledge.
Public knowledge.
Public.
I shared that with you in executive session. It's absolutely public knowledge. It can be shared in open session.
Good. If it's public knowledge, the public can go and investigate these items. If Mr. Price is so concerned that the public should have the knowledge, they could just go and do a Google, and I will repeat the name again, which is, and I'll spell it out, so anybody who wants to write this down and go and Google it, they can do that. It's M-I-N-E-R-V-A and D'Agostino, D-A-G-O-S-T-I-N-O. They are located at 107 South Central Avenue in Valley Stream, New York, 115800. And I would like to state for the public record that the superintendent had contacted North Merrick, which is a school district in Long Island, and they only had good things to say about his law firm. Is there any?
I don't think that's fair. To characterize one piece of the information I shared and not all of it, that's not fair.
You can now go and share as much information you would like with the public, so much so that we are allowed to do it in an open public. You can go on and share that information with the public, if that's what you wish.
I had no intention of sharing it, but if you're going to share pieces of it, that's not a fair presentation to the public. You shared the good news. There was also bad news. Bad news, in my opinion, shouldn't be shared in public because this is about someone's livelihood. So we could be sued if I share the bad, but you can't fairly share only the good.
Is there any other discussions about this motion? I see Mrs. Cahoon.
Well, I'm wondering if Dr. Ostetcher wants to just summarize some of the Attorney General's concerns with the public, so they don't have to go home and Google it. Or is that easy to do?
It's easy enough to do. There was in the state of New York a big deal made about 2 years ago, and for whatever reason it was disproportionately on Long Island. And what it was that there were a good number of attorneys who became employees of the district so that they can then feed into the retirement system. The controller's office decided that that was not an acceptable practice and went after these attorneys. Now they're technically employees of the district. That's what happened. In our district, we never had them as employees of the district. So it's a very different concept. The controller missed a step in the process. There are due process rights that everyone gets. It's what, as a crummy example I'd offer you, if the officer stops you and doesn't read you the Miranda rights, you can get off because he didn't read you the Miranda rights. So that was the court case, and the judge found that in fact the controller missed a step. In the judge's opinion, He says, I'm restoring your $600 and some odd thousand worth of retirement monies, but if the controller goes after you again, he has every right to do that. And to the knowledge, and I shared it in the executive session, that's going to be the next step on the controller's part. So this is clearly not as he shared it with us, the attorney, when he said that he was found innocent. It's not a matter of innocence, it was a matter of, it was a misstep. It was a due process error by the controller.
Is there any other further discussion?
I have another question. What rates are we hiring? Are you proposing to hire this law firm at?